Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I ask that you subscribe, like, and share. Now, this is the primary exit profile exam for PEP 6, which was done in 2026. That's April, and it's the mathematics curriculum-based test. Some will say CBT. So let's look at the solution. You may be looking for answers to the 2026 maths paper. You may be looking for PEP 6 2026 answer videos, whichever it is, whatever it is. Let's go. All right, so you were given 1 hour and 50 minutes, or you'll be given, if this is the same format for your paper when you get it, an hour and 50 minutes to complete the 60 items. Instruction here is that you should not open the booklet until you're told to do so. Here's the general instruction that there are 60 items on the test. Each has only one correct answer, and you should read each item carefully, select the correct response, then shade the corresponding letter of the answer you choose on the answer sheet provided. Now, I might be going through a little fast. That's because I don't want the video to be too long, neither do I want to run out of space for recording. All right, so let's go. It says, examine the mango trees shown below. Use them to answer items 1 and 2. So we have some mango trees here. Let's see if we do a count to see how many from the get-go, so we have an idea of what we are working with. So let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have 8 going across here. So that's 8 going across, so it's 8 1 2 3 4, and we have 4 coming down, so it's a 4 by 8 or 8 by 4. 4 8 is 32, so right away we know we're working with 32 threes. Yeah, 32 threes. 32 trees. All right, which is the correct representation for the total number of mango trees shown? So if it's 32, see, it's a good thing we have gone through that. How many? Let's see. Also, it's ones and tens, so it would be 3 tens and 2 ones. Let's look if that's there, and the answer is B, 3 tens, 2 ones. All right, let's move on. Number 2, it says, examine the incomplete statement made about the mango trees. There are groups of 8s. We would have done that already, Mr. Pep. So there are 4 groups of 8. All right, so let's go. We can just quickly select our answers. All right, so 4 groups of 8. The answer would be A. Moving on, number 3. And it says for 3 and 4, the diagram below shows 4 students and 4 whole pizzas of the same size. Each student has cut their whole pizzas into equal slices and ate 1 slice. Use the information to answer items 3 and 4. So they all have 1 pizza, each pizza being the same size, but they've cut it up differently and ate 1 piece regardless of how they cut it. So Henry cut his in half. He would have eaten 1 piece. Joseph cut his in 4, which is quarters. He would have eaten 1 piece, which is a quarter. Mary cut hers in 5 or fifths. She would have eaten 1, which is 1/5. And this one here, the name is a little hidden, cut hers in thirds and would have eaten 1 piece, which is 1/3. Oh, it's Anika. All right, so let's see what they want. So it says, which student ate the least amount of their cake? Which student ate the least amount of their cake? So looking at it, you can simply look to see who has the most left. That would still be the person who ate the least, and that's Mary. So Mary would have eaten 1/5 of her. She has the most left, so it means she would have eaten the least amount of her cake. So number 3 is C, Mary. All right, C. Moving on to number 4. How many more slices of pizzas does Joseph need to eat in order to eat the same as Henry already ate? So let's look at Henry and Joseph. So Joseph, we want to know how many more pieces Joseph would need to eat to have eaten as much as Henry. So if you want to cut Henry's like Joseph's is, then you see Joseph has 1, and this one would represent Joseph's 1. So it means Joseph would have to eat this piece now to represent this piece. So he would need to eat another piece. So 1, let's look for 1. And that's at A. So number 4 is A. He would need to eat 1 piece more. Moving on, the total number of money that Leah has in her purse is shown below. Use the information to answer items 5 to 7. So she has $4,500 in her purse. Let's see what they're saying. Leah has a number of $1,000 notes. What is the maximum number of $1,000 notes that she could have? So if it's 4,000, she could only have 4 $1,000 notes, and that's at C. Moving on to number 6. Leah bought a blouse using the money she had in her purse. The change she received was less than 500. How much money could she have paid for the blouse? So whatever she's getting as change must be less than 500, which means she's going to spend 4,000 little bit. All right, so it can't be C. C is gonna give her more than 500 change, and it must be less. D is also going to give her more than 500 change, and it must be less. A is gonna give her more than 500, and more than 4,500 is being spent there. She only has 4,500. The answer is B. So having bought the blouse for 4,058, she's gonna have 400 and something dollars left, which is less than 500. All right, number 7. Of the money left in Leah's purse, I'm touching that thing down there each time, sorry. Of the money left in Leah's purse, there are 5 coins. The value of the coins is more than $6, but it is less than $80. Which of the following could be the 5 coins that Leah has in her purse? So it must be more than 6, less than 80. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is out because that's $5, and it must be more than 6. Let's look at D. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is $81. It must be less than $80. So can't be C, can't be D. Let's look at B. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is $80 at B, and it must be less than 80. All right, so the answer is A. $20, $30, $42. More than $6, but still less than $80. Moving on. Very good. Not a bad paper at all. All right, the table below shows the change Jadon received from Mr. Brown after purchasing 3 bananas from $100. Use the information in the table to answer items 8 and 9. So he bought 3 bananas. You're seeing that he has $40 here, which means he spent $60. Let's see what they're asking. All right, how much did Jadon pay for 1 banana? So if he spent 60 and he had 3 bananas, 3 into 60 will go 20 times. So he spent $20 for a banana. All right, $3 $20, $60. Sarah wants to buy, that's number 9. Sarah wants to buy 2 bananas from Mr. Brown. Remember, he sells bananas for $20. All right, that's what Jadon paid. How much change will she receive from $100? If your head was on or is gonna be on in the exam, you know it's the flip. It's just the opposite of Jadon. So she is going to spend $40 for her 2 bananas. 2 $20, $40. 2 2s 4. She has 100. So, how much change? What am I saying? So she's going, Jadon got this $40 change. She's the opposite, so she would be getting $60 change. All right, because her 2 bananas is $40. All right. Examine the table below. It shows the cost of tickets to enter a food festival. Anika's family of 5 is attending the food festival. Her family consists of Anika, her parents, her brother, and her sister. Use the information to answer item 10. So you're seeing here on the table that if you're over 12, you're going to pay $800. So right away we know the parents would be $800 each. Under 12 or 0 to 12, $500. Let's read number 10. Anika is 13, so she's going to fall in the 800 because it's over 12. So 3 8s 24. So right away we know Anika plus her 2 parents, 3 8s 24, will be paying $2,400. She has 2 more siblings and each is 5. That's $1,000. All right. Cutting some shortcuts here. I hope you know what I'm doing. 004. So they're going to be paying $3,400, which is at D, for all of them to go into the festival. Jennifer makes necklaces. The table below shows the number of necklaces she made each week over a 4-week period. Use the information to answer item 11. So week 1 was 2, then week 2 was 5, week 3 she made 8, week 4 she made 11. Let's see if there's a pattern. So we're seeing that each time she ups it by 3. So for each time she's adding 3 more. All right, 3 each time, 3 each time. So let's continue to see what they're asking. How many additional necklaces did Jennifer make each week? We got that already. It's 3. So each week she added another 3. All right, observe the 4 clock faces below. They represent 4 times in the morning. Use them to answer items 12 and 13. Number 12. All right, it says Rena woke up 1 hour before the time shown on clock S. So we're looking at this clock for this item. All right, what time did she get up or wake up? So 1 hour before, this is 7. So an hour before 7 would be 6. So it means that it would be this time still at 6. So it's going to be 6:18 thereabout. Let's see if they have any 6:18 down there. Yes. So 6:18 is at B. Number 12 is B. Number 13. Remember, you're watching Learning with Teacher M, and we're looking at Mathematics CBT PEP 6 exam for April 2026. We're going through the paper, looking at the solutions, working out and finding the answers. Which clock shows the earliest time in the morning? So earliest, remember they're all morning time showing here. G is after 6, L is to 8, S is after 7, V is minutes to 2. So minutes to 2 in the morning would be the earliest time, and that's clock V, which is at D. All right, so number 13 is D. Moving on, going a little faster now. George wants to put his toy cars into one of the boxes, and these are not drawn to scale, meaning the measurement you're seeing is not the actual size of the box. Use information to answer items 14 and 15. So look at box M. It's a 6 by 4 by 8. Box N is 4 by 2 by 6. Box P is 5 by 3 by 7. Box Q is 3 by 1 by 5. Which of the following best describe the faces of the boxes? Faces, 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 faces. The faces are rectangular faces. So the answer would be D. Let's look at number 15. All right. George wants to put the maximum number of toy cars in one of the boxes. All right. Which box will provide him with the most space? We don't even have to work this out, though we can if you want. 6 4 is 24 times 8. Get it? And you do it like that. You're finding that. So the biggest box there for him to put the cars in would be box M. It's already clear. If you look at the height of the other boxes, this is the tallest. All right. The base, the same thing. This is the widest. And going across here, it's also so. Without even doing the calculation, you're seeing that box M is the biggest of them all, that will hold the most cars. So you don't have to waste time calculating. Examine the map of the community below. Use it to answer items 16 and 17. What community do you live in, by the way? Type it in the chat. What community are you from? If you don't want to put your community, what parish do you live in? Let's see what they want. Which street is parallel to Green Road? Let's find Green Road. Here is Green Road. Green Road. Parallel meaning they run alongside each other, same distance apart, not touching each other. All right. So parallel to Green Road would be this one, Silver Street. Let's see if there's a Silver Street. That's at C. Good job. I hope you've gotten all those correct. All right, number 17. The principal wants to put up a fence around the school compound, so the entire school now, you know. Which of the following information would be needed? A, it says you're going to need the length and width, how long and how wide the playground of the school is. No, she wants to do the whole school, the school compound. B says the boundary of the school compound. Don't need to go any further. C says windows of the school. No, it ain't fencing the window, not fencing the furniture in the school either. Those will be included in the whole school, but you're looking at the compound. All right. Let's move on to, remember I'm going fast. 18 to 20. All right, let me know how I'm doing so far, and if you think you've gotten all those correct on the exam, or if you're working along with me, am I going too fast, too slow, or just right? The table below shows the opening hours of Riverside Waterfall for the year 2026. Use this information in the table to answer items 18 to 20. So you have Monday to Friday, and you can look across the time. You go rows and column and read and see what's there. But it's for the months January to May, June to August, September to December. Let's read. 18. In which month does Riverside Waterfall open at 8 a.m.? All right, number 18, which month? 8 a.m. So you look for your 8 a.m. and we're seeing that it opens 8 a.m. during the month of June to August. So June, July, August, those 3 months it opens 8 a.m. all right, so let's see. We don't have June, we don't have August, but we know July is within those months, so it's C. Moving on to number 19. I was gonna say closes. Bill's class wants to visit the waterfall in October. Which day can they go? So let's look at October and see what days they are open. So we know they're closed in October because September, October, November, December. It's for those 4 months down there. So we know on Mondays to Fridays they're closed. See, come across, closed. So it's gonna be Saturday or Sunday that they go. Let's look if Saturday down there or Sunday. There's no Sunday, so we know they're gonna have to go on a Saturday. Let's look at number 20. In which period does Riverside Waterfall close the earliest? Close time is the end time. So they start over here, close over here. All right. So let's look at it. Close the earliest, which period? So this is a 5 o'clock. Let me erase this line so we can see clearly. Right. So that's a 5 o'clock. So the earliest period is in January to May, because they're closing off from 5, between 4:30 and 5. June to August is 6. September to December is strictly 5. So the earliest falls in January to May, which includes 4:30. So let's go down and see if we have a January to May, Monday to Friday. No, Monday to Friday is 5. It's Saturday and Sunday. January to May, Saturday, Sunday, that's at C. Good paper, good paper, good paper. You just need to reason. 21. All right. Which of the following represents 42.54? Which represents 42.54. All right. So 40 plus 2 is 42. All right. Let's look at it. 40 plus 2, this is 42 at the start. 5 over 10 is 0.5. And 4 of 100, 4. 44 plus 20 is 24. So we know this can't be right. We don't need to work that. 4 plus 2 is 6. Can't work that either. Even though this last part here is right, the 54th hundredth. 40 plus 2 is right, but this should be 100. All right. The 10 would have to be here and the 100 over here. So the answer is A. Moving on to 22. Tell me how I'm doing, guys. Do you like this maths teacher? 26. 50% of a number is 10. 50 is a half. Just remember that. So if a half of it is 10, then the other half must be 10. 10 plus 10, 20. We don't need to work this out. 10 and 10 not 20. Your mother belly empty. You ever sing that song? All right. Examine the 2 bars below. The bars are divided into equal parts. The bars show the ratio, some say ratio, some say ratio, of the number of pens to the number of pencils that Leah or Lisa has. Use the bars to answer item 27. All right, so pens is 4. So 2 bars is 4, which means this is 2, this is 2. Moving on. Pencils, sorry. So if that's 2, so this is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? So you could say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So this is 14 pens to 4, 14 pencils to 4 pens. So Lisa has 4 pens. Which of the following number would be pencil? 14, B. Moving on to 28. What is the ratio of the number of guava trees to orange trees planted each week by Farmer James? Guava to orange each week. So let's look. 4 to 12. 4 into itself is 1. Let's divide to get the ratio. 4 into 12 is 1. 4 into itself 1. 4 into 12 is 3. Alright. 5 into itself is 1. 5 into 15 is 3. So it's a 1 to 3. 6 into itself 1. 6 into 18, 3. 2 into itself 1. 2 into what is 3 times 2? 3 is 6. So it's 1 to 6. Let's see. What am I saying? 2 into 6 is 3. So here should be 6. 6. Because I'm knowing that 6 should be there. 6. So let's erase this. So 2 into 6 is 3. So we know 6 should be where the question sign is. Let's see. Oh, they're asking for the ratio. This teacher just loves to work out things, you know. So it's 1 to 3. Ratio is 1 to 3. All right, let's go. For week 4, Farmer James planted 2 guava trees. How many orange trees did Farmer James plant in week 4? I would have worked that out up top. It is 6. I always just like to work out when I see something missing. So it's 6. We would have gotten that already. Moving on to items 30 and 31, halfway the paper. If you have not liked and subscribed and commented, do so now. You hear me? Right now. Alright, so the bar below is divided into 10 equal parts. The bar represents the total number of books on a book list. The shaded part of the bar represents the number of books Mr. Brown has purchased so far. Use the information on the bar to answer items 30 and 31. So we know he bought this and it's 18. So if all of this is 18, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it means that each of these would be 3. 3, 6 is 18. So you can put 3, 3, 3. We know it's 3. Don't know what it is yet, just saying that. So another 3, 3, 3, 3. So 2, 4 3s are 12. So another 12 is to be over here. Just working out as I always like to work out. So 12 and 18 would be what? You better can do math. 12 and 18 is 30. We know an n number of 30. Don't know what we're looking for yet, but let's go. Which of the following represents the ratio of the number of books Mr. Brown has purchased so far to the number of books he has left to purchase? All right. So is it 3 to 2? Is it 2 to 3? Is it 3 to 6? Is it 3 to 4? What represents the number of books he has to the number of books he needs to buy? All right. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's a ratio of 3 to 2. And that's C. Where's my pen tool? C. The ratio of 3 to 2. All right. Where am I now? 31. Of the books Mr. Brown has purchased so far, 12 are science books. Which of the following represents the science books as a percent of the number of books he has purchased so far? So which is the science book? Let's read again. Of the books he has purchased, 12 of them are science. So let's look. He has purchased 18 and 12 of them are science. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So these over here so are science. Let's call that science. Let's read on. So it says of the books he purchased, 12 are science. Which of the following represents the science books as percentage? So it's 12 out of 18 times 100, and that's how you'll work the percentage. All right. 12 out of the 18 books bought times 100, and you work to get your percentage. 12 out of 18. All right, so 2 nines would be 50, and you have another 3, which is a third of 9 thereabouts. So it's 67%, roughly 67%. So that's A. You might have to work out for yourself, but I like to rough estimate. Alright, a class is making 5 banners. It takes 3/4 meters of cloth to make 1 banner. What is the smallest amount of cloth in meters now that is needed to make all 5 banners? So 5 and 3/4 will make 1, so it's 5 times 3/4. So if you have 5 3/4, how many, tying up the whole thing here, 5 times 3/4 will tell you how much material they're going to need, what amount of cloth they'll need to make all 5 banners. All right, so let's look in meters. So you have 3/4 times 5. Let's go. 3/4 times 5. All right, so what are 5 3/4? Quickly, guys. So if you have 1 3/4, without working it out now, let's do some head work fast. 1 3/4, 2 3/4. All right, and let's say you have 3 3/4. Quickly. Work that out fast, guys. You got it, guys? Let's go. All right, so 3 5s would be 15. Let's help you out. 15 over 4. 4 into itself 1, 4 into 15 is 3. 4 3 is 12. You're going to have 3 remaining, so it's going to be 3 and 3/4 thereabouts. So it's going to be between 3 and 4, which is the minimum. Remember, that's a least. So between 3 to 4 meters of material. So the answer for 32 is C. Moving on, we've gone halfway the paper. A closed basket has 6 pants, 5 blouse, and 4 shorts in it. Use the information to answer items 33 and 34. So 6 pants, 5 blouse, 4 shorts. What fraction of the total item of clothing are pants and shorts? So let's go. We have 6 pants, 6B, 5B, and 4S. All right, let's work it out. What fraction? So 6 and 4 is 10, so we know it's 15. So the total is 15. So what fraction is what it says? Pants and shorts. So out of the 15, pants and shorts would be 10. So now you have to work that out. 5 into 10 is 2, 5 into 15, that's the highest common factor. That's why I've gone. You may be wondering why I used that. 5 into that is that. 5 into that is 3. What are you talking about here? 5 into 15 is 3, because I'm thinking you were thinking when I'm doing that, so I know I'm using 5. All right, so that's the highest common factor for both of them, 5. So 5 into 10, that's how I got my 2. 5 into 15 is 3, so 2/3, which is at B. 32 is B. Moving on to 33 is B. Moving on to 34. What's wrong with this teacher today? 34 says, Andre placed some shirts in the clothes basket. The ratio of the total number of pants to shirt is 1 to 2. How many shirts did Andre place in the clothes basket? All right, so we're looking at 34, and it says he puts them in the 1 to 2. So for every 1 shirt, what he did again, what he put in there, shirts, and we're looking for shirts to pants. All right, pants to shirts. So pants, let's put pants first. Let's work it down here where we have this. So pants to shirt is what we want. All right, so it says that for the ratio of total number of pants to shirt is 1 to 2, and it says he put some shirts in there. So let's look what we have for pants. Pants is what again? 6. So we know pants is 6. We now need to know what will go into that, what 6 will go into 2 times, and that's 12. So pants to shirt should be C, meaning he put 6 into 12 goes 2 times, so it's 1 to 6. 6 into itself 1, you would still get your 1 to 2. 6 into 12 2, 1 to 2 ratio, so you would have put 12 shirts in. All right, 34 is C. Examine the statement that Stephen made below. Use the information to answer items 35. Stephen or Stefan, 6 cube or 6 square, that is, equals 12, because 6 square means 6 times 2. Is Stephen correct? A says no, because 6 square means 6 times 6. B says no, because 6 squares means 6 plus 6. C says yes, he is right, because 6 squares means 6 times 2. D says yes, he is right, because 6 square means 6 plus 6. So 35, what is 6 square? It is multiplied the number by itself. Square is by itself, so it's 6 times 6. Moving on to here. The label from a product is shown below. Use it to answer item 36. So you have the nutrition facts. Total grams per serving is 60, protein is 30%, carbohydrate 40%, fat is 20%, and 10% sugar. The total number of grams per serving is 60. Which of the following represents the amount of grams of protein per serving? So protein is 30 and you have 60. So which represent the total, where am I? Represents the amount of grams of protein per serving. What did you get? If you have, what did you get? 18. Meaning you're finding the percentage of it. All right, so you'd have to work the percentage out. What is 30% of 60? All right, examine the bar below. The bar represents the number 40, all right, divided into 4 equal parts. 4 students made statements about the percentage of the bar that is shaded. Use information to answer item 37. So if it is 40, 40 is a 100, full 100% you're looking at for 40, all right? So it means that if this is shaded over here, it's going to be 50 shaded, 50 unshaded. So let's see what they're asking down there. Which student's statement about the percentage of the bar that is shaded is correct? You're looking for a 50% shaded. That is at B. So this boy, Nick, says 50% is shaded because 20 of 40 parts are shaded, and 20 of 40 is a half, 50 is a half. All right, the number of questions that 4 students got correct on a quiz are represented as fractions below. The quiz had 20 items. Use the information to answer items 38 and 39. So Janelle got 7 out of 10, Shara Lee 3 out of 4, Liana 4/5, Chloe 3/5. All right. What percentage of the total number of questions did Shara Lee got correct? Shara Lee. So the quiz had 20. All right. So 20 items. And Shara Lee got 3/4 of the 20 items. Let's see where it says what percentage of the total question did Shara Lee got or get correct. All right, 38. And we're looking for Shara Lee, which is 3/4. The quiz had 20 and she got 3 out of 4, or 3/4 of the items. Then what did she get? 75. 3/4 of 100, because the 20 items would be 100%, and if she got 3/4 of that, 3/4 of 100 is 75. All right, 50 would be a half, 25 would be a quarter. You add a 25 to a 50, you get 75. That's 3/4. Which student scored the lowest on the quiz? This is 39. So which one scored the lowest? So if you got 7 out of 10, that's 70% thereabout. Get it? This one got 3/4, which is a 75%. So this is a 70%. This one got 3/4, which is a 75%. 4/5, which is about almost all of it, about 80% you're looking at there. And 3/5 would be about 60%. All right, you can set out and work it out. but you have to know these things. Sometimes you have to just run fast with them. So let's look who would have gotten the least, and it's gonna be Chloe, which is at D. All right, let's go. Moving on to this one. Examine the two bars below. Each bar is divided into equal parts. The shaded part on the first bar represents the number of boys in the sports club. The shaded on the second would represent the number of girls. So you have to use it to answer items 40 and 41. So boy, girl, 120, 120. So you're looking at same number of boys, same number of girls. So it says, what is the ratio of the number of boys who are members of the sports club on the number, all right, to the number of boys who are not members? So right here it's 120. So let's see what each box would represent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 into 120, you'd have to divide to see what each box is. So 120 divided by 5, and then you're gonna get so 5 into 100, so this is about 24 thereabout. So let's say this is 24. All right, and we're gonna have to do now the working out to see what over here would be. So this would be 24 times 4 to see the ratio. All right, so let's work out the ratio for that one and see where we're at. All right, so this is 24, and 4 times 24, you'll have to do the working out. Remember, I can't do everything for you right here. It's going to be too long. So 4 times 24 is 96, all right? So if you were to say 24 into itself is 1, 24 into 96 would be 4, because we have the 4 here represented 96. So the ratio would be 1 to 4. Let's see if we have a 1 to 4. Yes, that's at B. Let's look at 41. There are 120 boys who are not members of the sports club. Also, there are 120 girls who are not members of the sports club. How many more boys are members of the club than girls? So if you have 120, oh no, I did it wrong, you know, this is wrong. The first one would have been done wrong. Hold on. From here to here. Hold on, from here to here, I wasn't even realizing that it's not the entire span. From here to here is 120. Get it? So if 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 into 120 is 24. So this is 24. So this will be 96. So it means that this is also a 24. But I was counting it for the entire span still, which would still make it right. So I was looking at it as the entire span of the thing for that. So 120 boys don't join up for the club, likewise 120 girls. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would have to do the division here. So 5 into 120 would have to do that one to find out how many more boys than girls. Get it? I hope you understand what we're doing, you know. 5. So for this it's also 24. Get it? So 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. So you'd have 5 times 24 is what? 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 24 is 120. So now you have 120 here, while right here is 96. No, you know, guys, this worked out wrong. Hold on. This working out wrong. I'll take in the whole. All right, guys. So I'm saying that this thing here, I was taking the full span for that. So let's do this one from scratch. All right. Erase everything out of your head. I was just looking at that bottom line and saying, all right, it's 120 all the way across. The answer right here would still be correct, but I want you to get the right concept. All right. So let's go. 120 divided by 4 is 30. So each of these blocks here would be 30. 30, 30, 30, 30. All right. So 4 3s are 12. That's how you get the 120. It means that this one is also 30. So 30 to itself is 1, 30 into 120, 3 into 12 is 4. So it will be still 4, 1 to 4 for the ratio. So this is right, 40 is still B. But let's work out now to get for 41, not using the full span as 120 as I was just rushing and looking at, all right, all of that is 120. So now it says there are 120 boys who are not members, which would be the unshaded. 120 girls who are not members, which is also the unshaded down here. How many more boys are members? So we're looking towards the shaded side now. This is what we're working with, the shaded. All right? Working with the shaded section now. How many more boys are members than girls? So to get the girls who are members, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 120 is 24. So it means that this is also 24. So how many more boys than girls? We'll have to take 24 from 30. We're left with 6. So let's see if there's a 6. 41 says 6 is at A. So there are 6 more boys being members than girls. 42. Joanne uses 375 grams of flour to make 1 cake. She wants to add more flour to her cake recipe. She has decided to add another 1/3 of the new to the new cake recipe. What is the total amount of flour she would need to make the 6 cakes? All right, using the new cake recipe. So if she used 375 for 1 and she wants to add another 1/3 more to it before she wants to make 4 more cakes. All right, so 375 is for 1. So what is 1/3 of 375? All right, so she used 375 grams of flour to make 1 cake. So 1 is equal to 375, equals 375. All right, now she's adding another 1/3. So 1/3 of 375 is simply dividing 375 by 3, because a third is 3. So 375, oh Lord, hold on, I need space here. 375 divided by 3. 3 into itself 1, 3 into 7 is 2, and you have 1 left. 3 into 15 is 5. So a 125 more gram is added. Don't be fooled by that because you see the 125 there. No, that's what you're going to add to the 375. So if you have 375 and you add another 125 grams, you're left with, or you're now having 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 3 is 10, 3 and 2 is 5. So it's now 500 grams to make 1 cake. But she wants to make 6 similar cakes. So you have to now multiply this new recipe by 6 because it's 6 of them. 6 0 0, 6 0 0, 6 5 is 30. So she's going to need 3,000 grams to make that amount of cake. So the answer for 42 is D. Moving on, it says look at the amount of pudding that Lisa has below. She has 4/5 of the pudding remaining. Use it to answer item 43. Lisa eats a half of the pudding she has remaining. How much of the pudding is left? So this one says 2/5 because 4/5 times a half equals 2/5. This one says 6/5 because 4/5 plus 2 plus a half equals 6/5. C says she has 8 out of 1 because 4 times 2 times that equals 8 over 1. And D says it is 5/8 because 4/5 plus a half equal 8/5. All right, so let's. All right, so if she ate a half of the pudding that is left, so from start she has, it would be a full pudding of 5 out of 5, the whole. She would have, if she has 4/5 left, then it means that she would have eaten 1/5. All right, that's why she has 4/5 left. So a half of 4/5 now would be 2/5. All right, so you're looking for 2/5. 2/5, which is at A. Moving on to 44. Examine the information in the box below and the statement that 4 students made about it. Use information to answer item 44. It says there are 2 boys to every 3 girls in a class. So the ratio is 2 to 3. 2 boys to every 3 girls. Let's see. Jane says the ratio of boys to girls is 2 to 3. Alex says the 2/5 of the class are boys and 3/5 of the class are girls. Helen says 60% of the class are boys and 40% are girls, while Maggie said, where are we now? There could be 12 boys and 18 girls. So who is correct? All right, who is correct? 60 to 40. All right, so it's a 2 to 3 ratio of boys would be 2 to 3. So let's say 2 threes. Let's work out the ratio. All right, so the key thing you're looking for here is false. All right, which is not true. Jane says the ratio is 2 to 3. That's correct, because if for every 2 boys there are 3 girls, 2 to 3. Alex says 2/5 and 3/5 would be the same thing, so that would be true. Maggie says there could be 12 boys and 18 girls. That could be true. 6 into 12 is 2, 6 into 18 is 3, so we're still left with 2 to 3. Helen says 60% of the class are boys and 40 girls. That's wrong, so it would be C. Get it? That would turn it the other way, 3 to 2. All right, the information below gives details about 10 fruits in a box. Use this information to answer item 45. So 3/10 of the fruit in the box are apples, 2/10 would be pineapples, and 1/2 bananas. What is the ratio of the number of apples to the number of bananas in the box? All right, so apples to bananas. Apple is 3, banana is 1/2. So this is simply saying apple is 3 out of 10, while banana is 5 out of 10, because banana is 1/2. Let's look at it says what's the ratio of bananas, of apples to bananas. All right, so apples to bananas, that's the ratio. What is the ratio of apples to bananas in the box? What did you get? Do you have 3 to 5? 3 to 5. Do you have 3 to 5? All right, 3 to 5 is at D. Good job, guys. Examine the conversation below. Miss Green is talking to her students about comparing fractions. Use the information to answer item 46. Here is Miss Green. When comparing 2 fractions with the same numerator, which is the top number now, it makes it easier to change each fraction to have a numerator of 1 and then compare them. For example, 3/4 is larger than 3/5 because if you put, remember now it says changing them to 1. So you're now changing this to 1, changing this to 1, because 1/4 is larger than 1/5. Get it? All right. So here is, so this boy Timothy now says, Miss, so does that mean that 2/3 is larger than 2/6? Based on Miss Green's statement, which of the following would best represent her response to Timothy? Remember what she said, all right? When you're doing that, it's best to do what? Change them to 1. When comparing 2 fractions with the same numerator, change them to 1. So what you're looking to do here, same numerator, they didn't speak anything about the num, you're changing the top to 1. So this become 1/3, 1/6. Let's read. Yes, Timothy, because 1/3 is larger than 1/6, which is simply saying you have this and you divide it into third, as against having the same circle and divide it into 6. I don't know how many it is, but as in dividing it into 6. So if you eat 1 piece of this, you're eating more than eating 1 of the 6 pieces. So the answer is A. We don't need to go any further for this one, other than if you so desire me to explain. All right, but let's move on. For numbers 47 to 48, Paul is solving 6 divided by, what is that, 3/5? I can't see that good enough. Let's hope it's 3/5. The diagrams below show the steps that he took to solve the problem. Use the information to answer 47 and 48. Step 1, represent the number 6 as a bar divided into 6 parts. So it's 6 whole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Step 2 says he divides each part into 3. So each 1/6 is divided into thirds. So you're looking at how many you have in this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 3 6s 18. All right. While up top here, you only have 6. All right. Let's move on. Step 3 is that he shaded the number of 2/3. So how many 2/3 are in 18 or one in this? That's what he did. So you have 1 2/3 here. Another 2/3, another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 9s, 18. So 9. All right. 9 2/3 in 18. Step 4 is that he counts the number of 2/3 that are shaded. And he got here now for 2/3, he should have 9 in us. Let's see what he has. The number of 2/3 it says in us. So you should have 1 like we have it up there, another 1 here, another 1 here. But he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of getting 9, he ended up with 6. So let's see what they're asking. Solution is that 6 divided by 2/3 is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 6. So he got 6. In step 3, how many 1/3 were shaded? 18. Because we did that. We worked that out before. All right? No, man. In step 3, that's the whole thing up top. How many 1/3? How many what? 2/3? In step 3, how many 1/3 were shaded? It's 18. Because the whole thing is divided into 18 and everything was shaded. So all of them, 18. So 47 would be C. Let's look at 48. In which step did Paul make an error? We want to think it's step 4 where he counted 6 2/3 instead of 9 2/3. Examine the diagram below. It shows 4 ways that 4 students think 2.25 can be represented. Use the information to answer 49. All right. So Antoine says 2.0 plus that is the same as 2.25, which is correct. Because if you were to set it out, that's what you would get. All right. Camille says 9/4. And Dylan says 225% is the same thing as 2.25. Now, if you remember what it means to divide percentage and decimal, then you should know if Dylan is correct. All right. Let's look at, I don't want this thing to scrape my screen. Let's look at Julia, which says 2.5 times 9 is the same thing as 2.25. All right. So if we were to work Camille's, 4 into itself is 1, 4 into 9 is 2, and you're going to have the 2 over 4, that. You're going to have 1/4, which is a quarter. A quarter in percentage or from 100 is 2.5. So 2.25. This is correct. This would be correct. This would be correct. So Julia would not be correct. So where is Julia? Julia is at B. So 49 is B. Julia would not be right in representing 2.25. 50. Brian starts his homework at 16:30 hours. He took 30 minutes to complete it. At what time will Brian complete his homework? So 16 and 30 plus another 30 should give you 17, which is at C. All right, moving on. All right, examine the distance between town M and town S on the map below. The actual distance between town M and town S is 40 meters. Use the information on the map to answer 51. I'm gone too far. So town M to town S, and you have an 8 centimeter, and it says the actual is 40 meters. What is the scale used to measure the distance from town M to town S? Is it 1 centimeters to 5 meters? Because 5/8 equals 40. So it's going to be, what is 51? If I say 5/8 40, it's going to be 1 to 5. Let's move on. The diagram below represents a fish tank. It's not drawn to scale now. In the shape of a cuboid. Cuboid. Use the information to answer item 52. Which of the following could be used to find the maximum amount of water the fish tank can hold? So you're going this times this. All right. Volume. How much will it hold? So what is 52? Is it 5 times 8 times 3? Or is it 8 times 3 times 8? How many 8s we have? Is just 1. Length times width times height. So it's going to be 5 times 3 times 8, which is at B. 52 is B. Finding the volume. Alright, examine the two prisms below, prism S and prism T. Prism S has 3 layers. So 1, 2, 3. So a darker shade, a light shade, and a somewhat light shade. Alright. And each layer has 8 unit cubes. So prism S, the volume of prism S is 3 times 8 equals 24. Alright. Which of the following is true about the volume of the two prisms? So let's look. This is 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get it? So it says each of them has 8. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3. So let's look. 1, 2, 3 times 2. 3, 2, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. For 4, 6 is 24. So this is also 24. Let's see what they want down there. Which is true. The volume of prism S is half the volume of prism T. No, because we got 24 for both. So you're looking for which one says they're the same, which is at D. The volume of prism S is the same as the volume of prism T. Guys, you can hear me. I don't know how you sit down and do all of these items at once, but I guess you're smarter than this teacher, all right? But takes some time to just sit down doing just one set of things going like that, just maths. Examine rectangle F and rectangle G below. Use the information to answer item 54. Rectangle F, rectangle G. It says which statement is true about the area of the rectangles. So area is length times width. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3, 3 is 9. So this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3, 6 is 18, and this is 18. Let's see what they're saying. The area of rectangle F is 2 times the area of rectangle G. The area of rectangle F is 3 times the area of rectangle G. No. The area of rectangle F is and G are the same. Not at all. The area of rectangle F is half, right? Because 2 9 is 18, so it's half. That is D. Moving on to 55 and 56. Examine the net of a cube below. The diagram of the cube is not drawn to scale and are given. Use the information to answer 55 and 56. Let's see this one. Which statement is true about finding the total surface area of the cube? All right, how do we find the surface area? We're simply gonna have to find the area of all of these and then kind of add them up. So A says we need to find the area of 3 of the faces and then add them. B says find the area of each face and then add them together. Yes. C, so you know that's what we have to do, which is at B. You're gonna have to find the area of each of them and then you add up what you get to find the whole surface area. Let's look at 56. Examine the 4 positions M, N, P, and Q of the cube when it is when the net of it is folded. Based on the color on the net of the cube or the colors, which position would not represent the cube when the net is folded? This is a tricky one here. Let's see. We're gonna have to fold. So this one would come up. Let's see if we can do it. This would come up. This would come in. All right, coming in. This would lap in as well. And this one would come up and this would become the top. So this would be a top. This would be a base. So this orange is a top. The green is a base, which means that these 4 would be sides. Let's see. All right, so if you have a which are the orange they have on top here? Let me see. So if you have, the shades are not even so showing up as is. So if you have this orange at the top and it says which would not be the net when folded. All right, let's see. You have a green to the back. Let's figure out a green. So if they put a green to the back, it means that the orange would be to the other side. So if they put a green at the top, flip this. No. If they put, let's look at it, guys. This one is calling for some mental folding. Some mental folding for 56. Let's look at it. When you have, so let's say you have the blue facing. So if they put the blue to the face, it means that this yellow piece here will be at the top of green. So let's look at the blue facing. You should have the green at the bottom, or if the green is at the top. Oh, what kind of something is given at 56? What mental folding is this? Huh? What mental folding is this? All right, so if they put the blue at the top, let's work at the blue. If they put blue at the top, it means that the green is going to become a side. Let's look at, so if blue is at the top, green is going to be at the bottom. Which of these? Wait. Let's look. Guys, honestly, this one is calling for some deep mental folding, all right? You have to fold this net mentally. Not gonna deliberate too long on this, you know. Let's look at them and then see which is the best pick for us, and then we'll run on and fold it when we're off. All right, so the most it would be is that you're gonna get one wrong. Still should land you in your perfect school. But let's look. If they have the green at the top, if the green goes to the top, you have a pink, you have a blue to there. So where would not represent the cube when it is folded? Blue would be on the side of green, and then you will have a pink. I am not going to give you any wrong answer, you know, guys. I'm going to leave 56 until I'm going to do it by itself in a shorts. I'm going to do 56 by itself in a shorts. I don't have all that time for the mental folding. So I'm not going to give you an answer just to move on and then the answer is wrong. All right, so I'm going to leave 56 and we're coming back. Put an NB at 56. This is calling for mental folding. I'm going to come back to 56 and I'll do it in a shorts for you. Let's look at 57. Says Paul made, but don't do like me now. In the exam, you need to just select one if you're having too many problems folding in your mind. All right, you just select one. You could end up selecting the correct one. Don't leave out any item in your exam. You do all of them, everyone, wrong or right. So Paul made 4 statements about the shape below. Use the information to answer 57. Statement J says the shape has 4 equal sides. That's wrong. Statement K, the shape is a quadrilateral. It is 4 sides. Statement L, the shape has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Sure. Sorry. Statement M, the shape has 4 right angles. Correct. Which of Paul's statement about the shape is false? It's gonna be statement J that says all of it is equal. They're not all equal size. So it's statement J. Let's move on. The grades in percent now that 10 students received on the tests are given in the STEM and leaf plot below. Use it to answer item 58. So for STEM and leaf, 6 is 2. So it represents 62%. All right. So it means that 4 and 3 will be 43, 4, 7 will be 47, 5, 2, 52, 5, 2, 5, 5 will be 55, 5, 9 will be 59%. So whatever you see, that's how you work it based on the key. The pass mark for the test begins at 55. How many students passed the test? All right. So you're looking now to see 55. If the pass mark is 55, then you know that 55 is right here. So 55 is 1, that is 2. All right, so let's go. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. So we should know from this, if we work in the STEM and leaf, that 6 students passed the test. I hope you know how to do your STEM and leaf. Examine the bar graph below. It shows the number of grade 6 students who attended school each day in a given week. Use this information to answer 59. Getting there, soon be 60. So number of grade 6 students who attended school in a week, number of students along the vertical, days of the week along the horizontal line. All right, which statement about the graph is false? Most students, it says, Attend school Monday and Tuesday. Not true, because you have Thursday with a lockdown there, and Wednesday is even more than Tuesday. B says most students were absent from school on Friday. Let's look at Friday. All right. Which is what it says, false. Most students were absent from school on Friday. That is true, so it's not false. C, one more students attended school on Tuesday than on Wednesday. 29 to 32 is more than one, so that is false. Don't have to read anymore. All right, but you could continue reading to see. But I know from 29 to 32 is more than one. Examine the pie chart below. It shows the favorite subject of grade 6 students. Use the information to answer item 60. So for subjects, look at the key. This lighter shade of blue is a third, and it's maths. All right, so let's put maths here. Maths. Language arts, LA. Soci, who loves Soci? Science, who are the science kids? All right, let's go. So it says 4 statements were made about the pie chart. Which statement is true? True, true. Which one goes up? All right. A says a quarter of the students liked mathematics. We're seeing a third, so it can't be a quarter. About 33% of the students like science, says B. And C says half of the students like maths and language together. All right. Let's look at D. Half of the students like social and language arts. This is not a half. This is less than a half. This is less than a half. It's more this, which says a half of them like maths and language together. Let's see that. A half like in maths and language is at C, and that's 60. So with this, we have come to the end of the paper. I hope you would have gotten everything. Watch out, EMB. END. This teacher is not a language teacher. All right. So I hope you would have gotten most of them. I know I need to come back to you with number 56, as in which one. I don't want to give you a wrong answer. This takes some mental folding. I'll do my mental folding while you do yours. I'll put the answer in a shorts so you can have it to look at. But do your mental folding. It would also be nice for you to cut out your own paper now that you're home and to fold and to see. All right? So let's do that and see what the real thing is. But in the exam, you would have needed to select something, even if you don't know. With that, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.